In our culture, we are very, I call it four-dimensional. How we speak with each other, how we move. We have a very sculptural way of life. That's why I think it's very much a pity that there are not so many black sculptures. The problem with our culture is that our stories were told by other people. They will never tell you a good story about yourself. We need creative people that have the ability to go in this emptiness and get all the stories out. My name is Carrillo. I'm a sculptor. I was born in Curaçao, and I came very early in 1964, being in Amsterdam in a period that a lot of children were longing for freedom. I work a lot with activists because the first sculpture for me, the Mahabaranka, it came actually from activism. Young guy, 13 years old, Kevin Diemeyer, Lucas, he was killed for his color. And actually, this was the first time that the black community, especially the Antillean community, rised up and started protesting. So there were a lot of people at the demonstration all over Europe, a lot of black people, also white people. It was very powerful. The fight was so big that eventually in June 1984, they told me, this Nelson, in 2 months you have to have this monument in the park. It's working with activists that they use my craftsmanship, also my language, for what they want to achieve. In this sculpture, you get the contradiction between shadow and light. It's very powerful because you can look through the sculpture and you see the park. So the park is part of the sculpture. It doesn't have any feet, it's rooted in Amsterdam. Right? We are part of the society, so as a rock. And so it's very powerful because it's also rooted in this modern Africa history.
The Branca statue also stands for bridging cultures, connecting people, being able to have this dialogue, and also being able to connect young voices to the dialogue of the monument.
The other sculpture in the Wester Park is Carries from Afar. In 1989, migrants came from North Africa, started to live in the Wester Park neighborhood, and there were some problems. They asked me to make a monument that bridge different cultures, but very different. So you see this sculpture with balancing culture, but it's also carrying the soul as a crown. There is a text saying that let us be aware that wherever we come from, wherever we go, we carry our culture. We balance this culture of us so we can see the beauty in every human. As a black young guy, I wasn't allowed to go in places where they have soul music. So that's changed my thinking about my place in this community very, very much. It's a very strange situation that people can claim your culture. There is a place deep in me that they cannot claim, that is behind the soul. They cannot claim this place. I learned to balance with between the black community, white community, and always looking at bridging things. I cannot say I'm an activist, but I think my work is acting work. It's changing things.